We are Maria
and Nicole. We're two secular homeschooling moms that have
been there, done that.
So imagine a system that takes the chaos out of homeschooling and replaces it with a sense of structure and excitement. Think about a tool that not only fosters independence and responsibility, but also teaches time management and self-discipline. And think of a learning method that encourages you to be more organized while being super quick and easy to maintain.
Wow, that might sound a little too good to be true, but I assure you this is a method that both Nicole and I have used and found to be game-changing. If you're new to homeschooling or just looking for some fresh inspiration in your routine, this is the episode for you. Today, we're talking about a tool that's helped to keep everyday fun and made our children excited about school, Homeschool Workboxes.
And as usual, we want to stress that our podcast is an inclusive space for your everyday parents that are looking for education options. We are not here to convince you to homeschool. We want to stress that you need to do what works for your child and for your family.
Every family is different.
Absolutely. And you know your children best. So feel free to take what advice or information you get from here that works for you and chuck the rest.
Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning, Maria. How's it going?
It's going well. It's finally past that St. Patrick's Day rush that you always do every year.
I know. We're so crazy, aren't we? We did almost 30 shows.
I can't even believe that her legs are still moving.
It's so funny. I know. I was at a show last night and one of the moms was like, do they lose weight during St. Patrick's Day? Like they must, right? I'm like, the calories and then the French fries and the Cadbury cream eggs probably offset that. That's pretty much what we ate.
I bet they eat constantly, don't they?
Yeah, we try. I mean, there's some days we're like in the car, like Sunday on actual St. Patrick's Day, I literally kept the dancers in their shoes and we just went from pub to pub to pub. And we'd like get out, dance a show, get back in the car, go to the next one, get out, dance a show. We did 3 of those in a row.
That's crazy. Those kids, I bet they're exhausted after the end of the day. They sleep really well.
I mean, I left and went home and my little middles, like who are like 9 to 12, them and their parents were still at the bar, like when I left on Sunday night. They all had school and work the next day, but like I was like, I'm exhausted. But it's so funny because I had like we called him our little leprechaun. He was so cute, who's like 9 years old. And he would only dance like one dance in every show. He'd wait backstage with me like the entire time. And then like right at the end, he would come out and do his dance. And at the end of every show, he'd be like, Nicole, how many more of these do we have? Oh. And I was like, you want to do more? He was like, yes. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, they're Energizer bunnies and they really are the ones that drive this insane schedule.
Wow. Well, I'm glad you had a successful season.
It was so much fun.
Oh, that was great. Well, we have been touring. We toured the University of North Texas Music School.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
And boy, oh boy, if you have a musician out there and this is not on your radar, seriously, you have to check out the school. They offer everything, every advancement technologically. They have a whole recording studio. I mean, a lot of them have recording studios, but it is state of the art. All the kids are hands-on. It's a very personalized music program.
That's awesome.
So excited about this.
I've heard that they have an incredible program. We know some people who've had kids go through that, and that just seems like it's an incredible experience.
It was, and they really made you I mean, every tour we've done, you kind of feel like a number. Absolutely not. They don't do more than, I think, 2 students on a tour at a time. It's very personal. They even walk you through the entire application. Like you have it on the computer screen and they're walking you through, in this blank, this is what you put in this blank.
Oh, wow.
In this blank, this is what you put it. I mean, they were so nice. Our tour was like 2.5 hours.
Oh my gosh. So is this one of the ones that you have to get in like super earlier than a normal application?
Very early. Well, they open up September 1.
Okay.
Applications have to be in by December 1st for the following school year. Of course, there's all kinds of other things.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. I can't wait to see what happens with that.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. We're getting ready for the ultra recording that we have to submit for that initial screening. So
oh my
excited.
Gosh. He's going to be fantastic. So your house smells nice and fresh and clean today.
Well, I've been doing some spring cleaning.
Me too.
Oh my gosh. We have been doing so much work, and I have a back deck that we are on the creek. And I've been putting out all kinds of things to get rid of or eliminate any mosquito problems before they happen.
Oh, nice.
I've been scrubbing. I've been doing all the things. And I just love organization and
Oh,
cleaning.
I do too. I do too. 'Tis the season for that,
It
right? Speaking of organization, we've done a couple different episodes on organizing and finding balance in your home life and your homeschool. And, we've done tons of freebies like meal planners and family chore charts. And if you haven't checked them out, we'll link them in the show notes. But today we're going to talk about a homeschool task management system that really can simplify your weeks and organize your day.
Right. And it's actually really easy.
Really easy.
We get really excited about this topic because it really was such a game changer for us. So, what exactly are homeschool workboxes?
Well, the workbox system was originally developed in the autism community, and then it was kind of tweaked by this author, Sue Patrick, for use in homeschools with kids of all ages and all abilities. And she had a really popular ebook that kind of worked as a complete guide to the system.
Right. Many of us then altered the system further to fit our life and learning styles of our children. This was all the rage probably about 10 years ago, and we still recommend this method because of how effective it is.
Yeah, homeschool workboxes are basically like little treasure chests filled with educational gems, and it's designed to make learning engaging, organized, and fun for both the parents and the kids.
Right. That's the beauty of workboxes. Essentially, they're a method of organizing daily lessons and activities into individual drawers or compartments, and each container is labeled with a specific subject or a task for that particular day.
You can think of these workboxes as your child's personalized learning stations, where they can easily access everything they need for each lesson without you having to constantly rummage through piles of books and materials.
Right. And the best part, workboxes are incredibly flexible, and you can tailor them to suit your child's learning style, whatever their interests are and their current developmental stage.
And they're not just about organization. Homeschool workboxes are also about fostering independence and responsibility in your child's learning journey. By empowering them to take charge of their own workboxes, you're teaching them valuable life skills, time management, self-discipline, and problem solving.
Plus, it gives them a sense of accomplishment and pride that comes with completing tasks and moving on to the next box. It's like unlocking a level in a video game, but only with real world knowledge and skills.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all of these things in more detail in just a minute. So just a reminder that this is a weekly episode. We drop one every Thursday morning just for you. And if you have any additional ideas or comments, please come and comment on our Facebook page, on the episode thread, or send us an email at info@btdthomeschool.com. We'd really love to hear from you.
We're going to be giving a list of 5 reasons why you may want to consider using workboxes in your homeschool. And the first one on the list is organization and structure. Homeschool workboxes provide a tangible framework for organizing daily lessons and activities. By assigning each subject or task to a specific box or container, you create a structured routine that helps your child stay focused and on track throughout the day. When I had a nursing baby, this was one of the best things I implemented. I was able to fill the boxes the night before or before the kids woke up, before my brain was completely overwhelmed with the day, so it kept me organized.
Right? I loved this so much. It also gave me a structure to my day. It's not just for the kids to give them structure. I could easily look at our boxes, see where we were in the day, and then speed us up or slow us down. And because I also planned out my week on a spreadsheet, I could easily repack those bins for the next day in like 5 minutes before bed each night.
Yeah,
I loved
that's
it.
so fun. The next thing on the list and why you might want to consider using them is customization and flexibility. Workboxes can be tailored to suit your child's individual learning style, whatever their interests and abilities are, whether you incorporate hands-on activities, multimedia resources, or traditional textbooks. You have the flexibility to design each box according to what works best for your child's unique needs.
Right. Some people use their boxes solely to organize books and written material, but there's really no end to what you can put inside your work boxes. Like you can put games, flashcards, CDs and movies, like all kinds of stuff.
Right. The next reason you might want to consider them is promotion of independence. One of the key benefits of workboxes is that it encourages your child to be independent and self-directed. By giving them the responsibility to complete tasks and move on to the next box, you're going to empower them to take ownership of their education. And who doesn't like checking a box?
I love checking a box.
Or in this case, checking off work boxes and moving a Velcro square to the done list or Whether I was nursing, changing the baby, or dealing with other household things, and my daughter was asking me, what do I do next? I could just say, check your next workbox, and she would run across the house to check the next task. She would really beam with pride. I love that.
I love that too. This really helped my kids to develop valuable life skills too, like time management and organization. You know, if somebody was like, hey, can I watch TV right now? I'm like, I don't know. What box are you on?
I know. Your box is saying it, not Mom. So
I know.
You're not the nag.
Don't ask me. Ask your work boxes. I mean, one of my kids liked to do as many of his independent tasks as possible early in the morning before the rest of us were up. And so that was fine. Like he could get up early and just tackle his box and be halfway done with the day before the rest of us even came down for breakfast.
Oh, go you, Jack.
I know.
The next reason you might want to consider using them in your homeschool is engagement and motivation. Workboxes can inject a sense of excitement and motivation into your homeschooling routine. The visual and tactile nature of the boxes, along with the satisfaction of completing tasks and then moving through them through the sequence, can really help keep your child engaged and eager to learn. My kids were always excited to see what was in the next box. It's like Christmas morning. What's next?
I know. Isn't that funny? And you think that that would get boring like from day to day, but it really didn't.
Because there's something new and you never know. And
yeah.
The anticipation is kind of the excitement.
Yeah. Number 5 is adaptability to multiple ages and subjects. So whether you're homeschooling multiple children or teaching a variety of subjects, workboxing is a versatile approach that can be adapted to meet the needs of your entire family. Like you can use those work boxes for preschoolers. You can also use them for high schoolers. We still have a set of work boxes in our house that Jillian uses to organize her stuff.
That's cool. Yeah. A lot of people ask, well, do I have a set of work boxes for each child? I did.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah. So
I did
each
too.
one.
Yeah. Now, I did have a square on some of my boxes that were for a work with a sibling on something. So for my two that did do the same work, they would have a thing that they did together. So they could work through their own work boxes. And then when they got to that one, they could be like, hey, brother or sister, like we need to do this one together.
Yeah, exactly. You can easily customize the content and difficulty level of each box to accommodate those different age levels and those different learning levels. It makes it an ideal solution for homeschooling households with diverse needs.
Yeah. And, even though we talk a lot about how preschoolers don't really need to do work boxes are great for a preschooler that wants to have some assignments to do along with like older siblings and stuff. You really can put anything in these work boxes. I had 2 boxes daily in each of my kids' boxes that were about tasks, hygiene and household. Your wake up routine and your evening routine.
And after you finish listening to this episode, be sure to visit our website. We're going to write up all of the show notes and have links to everything that we're talking about, so it's just really easy for you to access and reference. Every week, I like to create free resources that complement that episode, so be sure to sign up to our newsletter so you don't miss any of that exclusive content. If you're on Facebook or Instagram, we would love it if you went out there and gave us a thumbs up or even comment on the episode thread.
There are various types of organizers that you can use to create homeschool workboxes, depending on your preference, budget, and available space. We're going to link some of our favorites, so be sure to check out the show notes because we'll link right to those. And so here are some popular options. Number 1 is these plastic storage drawers, and these are probably the most commonly used organization method for workboxes. They come in various sizes, configurations, colors, making it easy to customize them to fit your needs. So look for drawers with multiple compartments or adjustable dividers to accommodate different subjects and activities. I really liked that we could pull an entire drawer out and like take it to another room.
Oh, yeah. So the next thing on the list is clear shoebox containers. And they are an affordable and versatile option for creating workboxes. They're transparent and allows your child to see the contents really easily. And they come in a uniform size. It makes them really easy to stack them and easy to store like in a closet if you're not using them.
Yep. Another is like a desktop organizer, like a vertical one. If you prefer a more compact solution, these with multiple compartments can be repurposed as workboxes. You can find organizers that have shelves or cubbies or trays or like the standing file folder kind of thing. They're perfect for storing books, supplies, and other materials for each subject. You had like a really cool
I did.
Awesome.
I got it on Facebook Marketplace. It was made of cardboard, and it was kind of like a letter holder, like a mailbox.
Yeah,
thing
like for like an office. Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it because it had 3 columns.
Yeah.
It had 2 children, so each one was their own column, and then the third one I used like for overflow, like stuff I wanted to put into the future workboxes. So I
Yeah.
kind of used it and just rotated. So,
It was neat.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. The next thing on the list are file crates or baskets. Like the file crates with hanging folders, and it can be used to organize worksheets, assignments, and other paper-based materials for each subject. You can label the folders with the day of the week or subject name to keep everything organized and easy accessible.
Yeah, and I still use a lot of baskets in my homeschool too.
Yeah.
Like I have baskets all over my house. Like all of our art stuff, art history is all in one basket. Love them. Love baskets. You can also use toolboxes or tackle boxes. Those are kind of a fun and interesting way to organize your stuff. You know, for a creative twist, use a small toolbox or tackle box to create portable workboxes with lots of little sections in there. Like these are especially great for like art. You know, if you want to organize stuff into that, or for STEM projects or other hands-on activities that require various tools and supplies.
You know, you just made me think of something that I've never even mentioned on the podcast. I don't even know why it never occurred to me. Sometimes you do things like not even thinking about it in your own homeschool, and you forget to actually verbalize it. So one thing I use tackle boxes for, I got them at the Container Store, I think, or on Amazon. I can't remember. I'll have to link them in the show notes and find them. But I used one of them for our math manipulatives. They were perfect. Like the bottom tray, the very bottom, the large, was the hundreds manipulatives, and then each tray was separate. So it kept it really nice to work with math. And the other one we did a lot of soldering and electrical, projects and such. And so we would do like LED lights and wiring and all that. And we kept it in another tackle box. So,
that's nice.
Yeah, we use those all the time. So
yeah,
I never thought about using them for a workbox, but they work for organizing other materials for me.
You know what I've seen people do too is use those rolling. I mean, these are kind of expensive, but if you find them, on sale or like at a yard sale or something, but those rolling tool boxes that you would keep in your garage, like the red ones with the drawer, because the drawers are nice and flat and like wide, like,
and they fully extend. Yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah, you can do. There's so many creative things you can do.
There are. Yeah, but a lot of people might not have the budget. Those toolboxes are expensive.
They are expensive, but I've seen where like somebody's cleaning out grandpa's garage.
Yeah,
workshop, and sometimes you can get a deal.
That's true. The next thing on the list that you may want to use are hanging shoe organizers. And that might be something you might not first think about, but with limited space, this might be perfect. They have pockets. It can be hung on the back of a door or a wall to create that space-saving solution. Each pocket can be designated for a different subject or activity, and it keeps everything neat and organized and within reach. And I know sometimes that might limit your space on what you can put in those, but sometimes I've heard of people using things like an index card and writing on the index card what the child's supposed to do. And then they have like a bookshelf where some of the materials are kept.
Right.
So as I might say, get your math book out. Instead of putting the math book in the shoebox holder, it'd say, this is your math index card.
And maybe that's in a basket somewhere else.
In a basket somewhere else. That's right.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, the best type of organizer for your homeschool workboxes is going to depend on your specific needs and your space allotments and budget and all of that. But feel free to mix and match different types of organizers to create a customized solution that works best for your family. And what then about those labels and checkboxes?
Well, that's great news because I actually created some free workbox labels that you can download from our website.
Awesome.
You're welcome to print them and laminate them. And of course, I will laminate them. Add a Velcro tab from Dollar Tree. They're super cheap. Just know that when you're labeling your workboxes, consider the subjects or activities that are part of your curriculum or your child's learning goals. For me, workboxing was also a great way to make time for some of the subjects that often get away from us during the week. Even chores. I would even have a chore workbox.
I did.
Do it. So here are some of the common subjects that you might consider labeling with your workboxes.
So math. This box can include your math textbooks, your workbooks, worksheets, manipulatives like blocks or counters, or, we loved those counting bears, counting dinosaurs.
Love the counting bears.
Love those. Or any other materials that are related to your daily math lessons and activities.
Yeah, and we have that whole blog post with all our favorite math games over the years. And I'm telling you, when you put a math game in there, they don't even realize it's a math game. It's just, oh, okay, the whole family gets to play.
Right. And I might have like on my workbox master schedule, I might have like 4 days of actual math lessons. And then that 5th day is like fun math.
And that's the exciting box to open.
Yeah.
You could also have science. You can fill the box with science textbooks and experiment supplies, nature guides, worksheets, any other resources for science lessons or projects. I mean, really, for even some of those younger kids, you can put a little container of baking soda and a little container of vinegar, and let's we're making volcanoes today, kids.
Yeah, or
So
we kept empty jars and things like specimen jars. My kids loved like doing different size ones, going outside and finding something. It was really fun. Language arts, you can include your materials such as your reading books, your grammar workbooks, spelling lists, writing assignments, language arts, games or activities, all of that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of really great games that we've played over the years. Yeah. The next one on the list that might be one of the more popular ones would be a history or social studies bin. Include history textbooks, maps, timelines, biographies. You could also add some historical fiction books or any other materials related to social studies or history topics. We have our favorite timeline that we have on our website that you can grab, that we've used timelines for many years. We love them so much. So that might be something you want to pop in that bin.
Yeah, put your timeline figures, attach them. That's very cool. The next one is art, which, like we said, like sometimes we used workboxes to incorporate those subjects that got away for us during the week. Art is often one that we end up like pushing to the next week when you get busy, but you put it in your workbox and you can have your box filled with art supplies, crayons, markers, paints, brushes, sketchbooks, any other materials for creative expression or art lessons.
Yeah, we always had an art bin, and I love to do holiday projects.
Yeah.
So Valentine's Day, we would make Valentine boxes. I would put all the supplies in there, or whatever holiday we're celebrating that week. The next bin that might be really popular for you to have is PE. You can include equipment for physical activities like balls or jump ropes, yoga mats, or any other materials for physical education lessons or exercise breaks. I created some fitness dice that you can print on cardstock and give it a roll. These are so fun, and our family gets really pretty competitive with them.
I love fitness dice. You can also fill a box with lessons for music, music instruments, if they fit in there, sheet music, musical theory books, any other materials related to music lessons or exploration. We do a composer study, like that's easy to throw a CD or we'll link in the show notes as well that we had done a free music book for K through 4th that was about learning and writing musical notes. We also have a songwriting journal that is a free downloadable freebie for grades 4th through 12th.
Yeah,
So
those are a lot of fun. You could also have a box about foreign language. You could include language textbooks, vocabulary flashcards, language learning apps or software, or any other resources for learning a foreign language. Sometimes we would just watch a Spanish cartoon, and then I would put, like I mentioned earlier, an index card and write down watch video.
Yeah, easy to do. So another box could be for technology and computer science. This box could have maybe laptops, tablets, coding books or resources, educational software, really any kind of materials related to technology or computer science lesson.
Another box could be electives or any special interests. Reserve that box for subjects or activities that are tailored to your child's interests, or any special talents like gardening or cooking or woodworking. We love whittling. Or you could even put something like creative writing in them.
Yeah, this is where I would also stick my more task-oriented boxes too. Like I said before, we had a what we called a morning 5 list and an evening 5 list. And on those boxes, I had these laminated labels that Velcroed to the box on each side. And then on the other side, I labeled the boxes by number. And on top of our work boxes, each child had a wooden board that they would place those numbers on when they were done, like a checklist. So it was great to have my tasks on there as well as our school subjects. It was so handy.
Oh, yeah. So remember, you can adjust and customize these labels based on your homeschooling curriculum and your child's interests and abilities and any specific goals or priorities that you have for that school year. And they don't have to be laminated, though you know that mine are. And I love my laminator. The goal is to create a system that works best for your family and will help facilitate a smooth and engaging homeschool experience works for everyone.
Yeah. One time I also had, I don't remember what it was from, but I had like a blank whiteboard kind of thing. And I cut it into things that I had made into squares, and then I could dry erase or wet erase. You love your wet erase markers.
I do.
You could make your labels that way on the fly, like every day.
I bet you can find something like that at the dollar store.
Yeah, I feel like it was part of something, and I maybe took a frame off and like cut it up. But yeah, you can do, like, seriously, you don't have to have this like formally printed and laminated. Like, you can do it on the fly. It's so easy.
You sure can.
Yeah. And whether you're a seasoned homeschooling pro or you're just dipping your toes into the waters, we encourage you to check out Homeschool Workboxes together. Overall, Workboxing offers this holistic approach to homeschooling that promotes organization, independence, engagement, and adaptability. And it just really makes it a valuable tool for families seeking to create a dynamic and effective learning environment at home.
Yeah.
So it's just a lot of fun. We're passionate about these.
We really are. And I know you still use your workboxes now with your high schooler.
Yeah.
I don't. My high schooler, he's kind of doing his own thing. He just kind of checks in with me. It all depends on where you are. I found value in these from like pre-K to 6th grade, but really it's whatever works for your family.
Yeah. And I mean, remember, we talk a lot with high schoolers about it's important for them to create their own systems and their own organization style. Like, sometimes what works for us isn't necessarily going to work for all of our kids.
Yeah. We have a whole episode devoted to high school independence. So.
Yeah. They got to find their own groove. But this is just a method that we loved and, may work for you.
All right. Well, so make sure you tune in next time for episode 65. We're going to be talking about history and timelines.
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Cheers. Be sure to check us out on our website at btdthomeschool.com, as in been there, done that, btdthomeschool.com. You can join our mailing list and get news and updates on future podcasts, and be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok at the BTDT Been There, Done That Homeschool Podcast.